Hello, and welcome to Big Sound Small Town. I'm your host, Sandy Carlton. The small towns and communities of Cleveland County, North Carolina have long been a hotbed of music in all its many forms. Several Cleveland County musicians have found commercial success and critical acclaim in the music industry. Yeah, everybody knows that Earl Scruggs, Don Gibson, Patty Loveless, and Alicia Bridges are from Cleveland County. Donald Byrd too. So this is not a podcast about them. This is a podcast about the musicians who are still here, that keep music alive here. This is the stories, and you need to know them and know the people who are making the music. This is not your normal podcast. Today on Big Sound Small Town, my guest is multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, par excellence, Mr. Kevin Bridges.
Is this thing on?
Is this thing on? I hope it is.
There's a graveyard in my backyard. Watch them from my room. Sometimes I hear them talking, sometimes I speak of you. They say you came from heaven, higher than the moon. The bird outside my window sings a morning song for you. And every day it looks like rain. I turn in early, try to sleep off the pain. Ghosts whisper your name. One is a ruin fell from the airplane. On the 13th day of June, 1956. Who would have thought such a beautiful day could ever end like this? We walked out into heaven, widow Joe knew bright. I wonder if she still grieves for you. I wonder if she still cries. And every day it looks like rain. I turn in early, try to sleep off the pain. The ghost whisper your name. One is a fruit fell from the airplane. Watch them from my room. Sometimes I hear them talking, sometimes they speak of you. Well, they say you came from heaven, higher than the moon. A bird outside my window sings a morning song for you. A bird outside my window sings a morning song for you.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful song.
And I have a real sense of deja vu.
Why is that? Because you think we've done this before, right?
I feel like we've done this before.
Well, listen, that song sounds like bullshit. That didn't really happen, did it?
Actually, though most songs are in the category that you previously described, this one has some basis in truth. A young couple got married in Charlotte, and they were flying to Asheville, North Carolina, on their honeymoon. This is in 1956, before the days of pressurized cabins and airplanes, and apparently there had been some alcohol involved, and the young bridegroom walked out the wrong door and fell out of the airplane and landed in a graveyard, which is, I don't know, 500 feet or so from where we sit right now.
For real?
It's in in the graveyard at Zion Baptist Church in Shelby, North Carolina. There's a little marker there that just says "Fell from airplane, Orrin Asa Pruitt, June 13th, 1956."
Was there anybody in that graveyard when he fell?
The dead.
The dead?
Yeah. I don't know if he woke anybody up or not.
He may have. Well, you know, that's a pretty sweet ode to a pretty funny story in a tragic sort of way.
Tragically funny story. They say he bounced. I don't know.
How do you think he bounced?
That's a Mythbusters episode, I believe.
So, how did this music songwriting adventure start for you?
Oh man, that's just kind of. Well, after I finally got a guitar, well, let's start at the beginning. When I was a kid, I saw The Who on TV, and they smashed the stuff at the end of the performance. And I had a toy plastic guitar, and I took it out into the driveway, and I smashed the plastic guitar, and I was hooked.
Yeah, I could see where that would be a real rush.
I never smashed a real one because I don't have the money to go around smashing guitars. But
maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day.
But after I learned to play a few chords, all I wanted to do was write. And at the time, I was influenced by the great, masterful songwriting techniques of Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. And so, you know, the key to every song was rhyming well with hell, and everything was good after that.
Mm-hmm. So you were sitting around writing Kiss songs for Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't as good, believe it or not.
Oh, were you playing with anybody? How did you learn to play? I mean, did you know? You had that guitar.
Well, I asked my parents for a guitar for years, and finally they got me a bass, though I'd been asking for a guitar.
Yeah,
I had no desire to play the bass, so I just sit and played bar chords on the bottom two strings of the bass until I finally got a guitar. And I was lucky enough to live in a neighborhood where there were two different bands within half a mile of my house, so I would go watch people or listen to people practice. We didn't have the courage to go to Rick Delozier's house and say, "Hey, can we come in?" But listening to my cousin and I would sit in the field across from Rick Delozier's house and listen to them play, and they were really good. But
what were they playing then?
Oh God, this would have been, I don't remember.
Would it have been rock and roll?
Rock and roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would have been 70s rock and roll.
Then what did the other band do?
Oh, the same kind of stuff, just not as well. But I knew them better.
Right.
And I could go up there.
Go in there.
And sometimes I would sing. It was actually the first band I was ever in because I was the singer.
Oh, okay.
For a while, but I would turn around and watch them play, and then I would go home and just try to emulate what they had done. But, we were a great band. We were in a once in a battle of the bands that had 4 bands in it, and we finished 4th. They didn't give participation trophies back then.
Well, did early on? I mean, early on, I guess you realized you could sing. I mean,
I don't think I could then. I don't know if I can now, but I'm better.
Well, I mean, but so that's also been a big part of it for you too. I mean, basically, you've been a singer everywhere you've been.
Yeah, not on purpose,
right,
or in the day. You do a lot of things if you want to be in a band.
True.
And if nobody's willing to sing or nobody's willing to play bass, as you know,
yes.
you end up.
Yes, we both have done that.
We both have done that several times. You're doing it right now.
Oh well.
Full disclosure: Sandy is in a band with me where we force him to play bass.
Yeah, if you can call it playing.
Cleveco. I like to.
Some people would say I just hold the bass. Yeah, well, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and sometimes you do have to do stuff like, that's the Levon Helm, isn't it? No one would sing in the band, so
yes,
he did.
So he did.
So, I mean.
I like to say I didn't come from a very musical family, but in a way I did. But my immediate family was not
right.
musical. Although every once in a while, my mother would pick up the guitar and she knew how to play How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, the only song she knew. And my dad would walk in everywhere and just play some notes and tell me that was Under the Double Eagle and I should learn how to play that. And then he would just walk back out. I have no idea whether that was true or not. I don't remember whether he played it right or not because I had no idea what the song was at the time.
Well, I mean, obviously they were somewhat musical and
my but the lineage is there. My uncle, my dad's brother, he always played, and both his sons played in a country band with him. My great uncle played with Don Gibson before Don went to Nashville when they were still a local band, and I've got a cousin now, Josh McSwain, who's in a fairly successful country band called Parmalee.
Yes, he is. I actually sold him his first really good guitar, which he was a kid, and I'd left a band I was in thinking that I was done playing electric guitar, and let him have sold him a late '60s Stratocaster that what was I thinking?
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Wasn't much.
But it turned out well for him, so you did your part, I guess.
Yeah, it did. So, all right. When did you get a serious band kind of? I mean, you were playing in high school already, right?
Yeah. Played in high school, had friend bands and stuff like that, but I wasn't long out of high school really, but I got the opportunity to play with Alan Biggerstaff and Paul Setzer and Phil Pendleton. It was small talk at the time, and later Alan and I went on to form No Alibi. Play. And
that's good stuff.
I played with Alan for years and years, and would quit and come back, and I did everything in No Alibi. At first, I played guitar, and little Bill Allison played bass, and then people would quit, and I would play bass, and
of course.
Then I just sang, and Todd Hamby played bass, and then I came and played bass, and
Tony Clements was he in that band?
Tony Clements was an original member of No Alibi. We should do a No Alibi show.
Yeah, probably should. Although a really big piece is missing there.
Yeah, we could kind of do a tribute to the big piece that's missing.
Yeah. That would have been a good one to get too on this show, but I have to get the old guys before while they're still here.
This is radio. Nobody knows how old we are.
Oh, this is true. We're young. We're not that old, really. We are not that old. So, when did you start doing the songwriting in bands? I mean, did you do that from the get-go?
Yeah,
other
somewhat.
Than the Kiss, other than the Kiss.
Other than the Kiss thing, like playing with Alan. Alan was a great. He was more. He enjoyed writing the music part more so than the lyrics. So he would just record. He would finish the song musically and give it here and say, give it to me and say, here, write some lyrics.
Right.
And
was that hard?
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different because it's not. I don't know. I think you write completely different when you're writing for a more of a rock project, especially when the rock project is kind of good at riff oriented material, and otherwise when the other stuff is all John Prine, John Hyatt, and I was lucky enough growing up with Danny Parker, our other Cleveco bandmate. Yes. His older brothers had probably 1,000 records, and we'd be listening to Leonard Skinner and John Prine and Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd all at the same time. And I think John Prine, everybody, a lot of people would say John Prine was one of their biggest influences, but to me, he's the person that I learned from, that you could be funny.
Yeah, with the song,
and actually say something in the same song.
As we just witnessed at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, hopefully that's kind of
yeah. So I mean, there is. You also have some pretty dark songs. What are your two favorite topics? Murder songs and.
I do like a good murder song.
He does. He does like a good murder song.
They're all love songs. All songs are love songs, really. They sometimes love doesn't go that way.
Well, this is true.
And that's when it's interesting. It's not really that interesting when it's Nicholas Sparks' version of more Cormac McCarthy version is more interesting to me.
And that's exactly. That's a good analogy. What do they say? Once you get really happy, you can't write good songs anymore. Yeah, so I mean, you know, there's a bunch going on now. How many projects do you have going on today?
Well, really just two, other than myself. I do some solo stuff and I like to do songwriter rounds and showcases and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun to meet other songwriters. It's a thing that didn't exist and still doesn't exist enough around here, but you know, Charlotte area has a lot of it.
Are you comfortable doing a one-man thing?
I'm fairly comfortable now. It took a lot of years of hiding behind the band, and it's still more. I think I still tend to write for a band more. You know, to have the spaces that I know are going to be filled up than to just.
I mean, you hear you.
Yeah, I'm never going to be James Taylor. You know, that's not.
Well, and I guess you played in a band where you're already hearing the band parts almost as you're writing the song, maybe.
Oh yeah, especially the longer you play with people,
Yeah.
you kind of know what they're going to play, and
True.
it kind of influences the way you write the song, I think.
So, well, that's, you know, I don't know. Is there? Talk me through some of the last bands. You know, I mean, I know you played a lot of places with a lot of different people in the last.
Yeah, like I said, the No Alibi days, and Small Talk was the first serious band I was in that actually went out and played gigs and stuff like that, and then No Alibi, and after that the Snake Handlers and Dancing Hobos, myself and Danny Parker and Art Mooney played together for years, and those were some really good projects. Had a lot of regional success and tens of fans
And recorded. Tens
Oh
of
man,
records.
but recorded. Really weird because both projects recorded 2 albums, the second of which didn't get released in each one.
Oh, really?
So there's not much hope for that second Cleveco album, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. Yeah. Maybe we could break. Maybe we could break the mold. I don't
But
know.
currently, you know, the Cleveco, we did an album with Cleveco called Carolina Sing Along, which I'm really proud of, that we recorded over at Scott Moss's studio, and thanks to Scott for producing and engineering that little piece of Cleveland County Americana.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm also playing with a band called Kill Devils
I was wondering if you could remember.
with 2 of my No Alibi bandmates, and Todd Hamby and Josh Allison, who Josh is also the nephew of Bill Allison, who was a founding member of No Alibi. So, you know, my little circle of friends doesn't get very big, and
True. I mean, but it's good. I mean, obviously you feel comfortable playing music with these people, you know, and that's, you know.
I see it more as they're just willing to play music with me.
There must be a reason. I mean, I'm trying to fathom what it is, but there must be a reason they enjoy playing music.
Well, you're
with
guilty of it too, so I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. You know, so what's the future hold for you? I mean,
I don't know. Feeding the cat apparently is in the near future, but I'll just keep on writing songs. I think it's the only way you get better at it is to keep doing it. And if you don't spend the time with it, that's the biggest thing: is having the time to do it.
do you consider yourself a songwriter, a singer, or a player?
Hopefully, a songwriter, because none of the rest of it really. I mean, it matters, but you know what I mean. That's the reason I started doing it. That's all I've ever wanted to do. So hopefully, I've gotten a little better at that over the years.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll continue.
You got something else you want to do? Put you
What?
on the spot here.
Something else I want to do.
You got another song you'd like to do?
God no.
Okay.
That's too much on the spot. Do you have a request?
Oh, I always have requests, but you've probably forgotten how to play them. I just got back from St. Augustine. Can you do that?
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, we'll probably mess this up.
That's okay.
I'm bound for St. Augustine. Yo, it's a pirate's life for me. pirate's life for me. I'm gonna stroll in the trade winds, have a PBR and make some new friends, and I won't have to worry about a thing. Sing on the stage. And the weather show is fine down here below the Georgia line. But I got sunshine, I got good times, I got palm trees and tan lines. Nobody ever worries about a thing. Saint Augustine, Saint Augustine, Saint Augustine, Saint Augustine.
You got through it?
Barely.
Well, I do appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I was pretty retired from playing music there for a while when Kevin got in touch with me, and he is my favorite songwriter, local songwriter, but he's also one of my favorite songwriters, singer-songwriters. I like to hear him sing of all time. You need to get out and see him, his individual shows, his Cleve Co show, his Kill Devil. They're all different, and he has a great catalog of good original tunes. Do yourself a favor and get out and see him. Thank you, Kevin.
Amen.
Notes on the Kevin Bridges recording. We did this in the basement of his house. He was kind enough to let me come there. And this basement is legendary. Thousands of songs have been played there. Nearly as many learned, written, practiced, and recorded there. We went one time to do it, and I just totally screwed it up. It was the first really screwed up thing of all the recordings I did, but hey, it happens. So it was a lot of fun. He was a gracious host.